ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, almost got caught there, Alberto. We are live today with my very fun friend and latest recipient of the GSD designation, number 24 in the off in the group, Mr. Alberto Saab. Welcome to the show.
I don't know why I can't use the camera, but here, Rick.
Here we go. I love it. There it is. The GSD
my Get It Done award, my favorite award of all.
Yes, which is a double meaning. It means get shit done, but it technically stands for grind, strategize, and deliver. And you are the quintessential version of that, my friend.
Well, thank you, thank you.
All right, well, tell us a little about yourself. What's going on? I know you have some. I see you have some props back there for us.
Happy 7th de Mayo, everybody. You know, the Latinos, we like to just keep partying. We don't. It's not just Cinco de Mayo. We got to go all week long. Yeah, you put it on a Monday, we're gonna party until Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's what Cinco de Mayo, isn't that? That's when you guys got away from
French. Well, it's not you guys because I'm not Mexican, but it's when the Mexican beat the French.
Right. All right.
Yeah. September Independence Day.
I thought you were taking ownership of the Mexican country with your last statement, but I guess you're not. It's okay. No, anyway.
I love Mexico, so it's okay.
Yeah, Mexico is great. You came right down through Mexico to come to this country, right?
So my mom went through from Guatemala to through Mexico to the United States and this is in I remember what year it was. It was 1970. No, I'm sorry. It was in the 60s. And then she went to school. She went to you had to go back to school back then and to become a citizen. So she did all the schooling she had to do, and then she became a citizen, which was pretty impressive because my mom she still has a very heavy accent and stuff. So she did the best thing she ever did for me, I tell her, in her life was have me in the United States.
You know, I remember you telling that story, and I was like, that's such an awesome story, especially with all the stuff going on today. Such an awesome story, came all the way down, did everything you had to do, became a citizen. It's such a great story, dude. And I love it. And that was a great gift that she gave you. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very grateful. So, but you know, just about me, obviously I have a long history of I've just been, I think the best way to put it is I have a streak for doing whatever I can to be on the edge of life, you know. So I'm certified skydiver. I was a pilot. I let my medical go, but I flew planes. I've snowboard a lot. I ride dirt bikes. I boat. I just love life. So, and of course, as you know, as Rick knows, I play the bass guitar.
You do?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
And here's the drum set that's sitting in the middle of the. When you come into my house, this is what you see.
That's like your living room. I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, and don't forget, one hell of a snowboarder and originally a crazy skier, basically a stuntman skier.
That was my goal. My goal was to be an extreme skier at one time, and then Rachel got pregnant with our son, and I was like, okay, I guess that's over. It's okay though. It was a better path. It was definitely a better financial path for me as well.
You're probably here talking to us today because of that decision as well.
True. Yeah, definitely.
I've seen you ski. It's like a blur. And I ski pretty fast too, but you passed me like I was standing still.
Anyways, yeah. So that, I mean, and then I got into real estate. I read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I understand there's a movie now, so that's interesting. And I really kind of hooked onto that. Decided I was going to do real estate. Became an investor with other partners. I didn't have the financial means to be able to become an investor at the time. So hooked up with Rachel's parents, to be quite honest, and luckily they had been around for a long time dealing with real estate, so they had good advice, and I just grew from there. And now Rachel and I own investment properties as well as land.
Nice.
Yeah.
As well as selling a lot and so forth. How do you see it out there? I know you were number 24, the two of you last year. What's your goal this year, and how do you see things out there right now? You busy?
It's funny because I knew you were going to ask me what my goal is, right? My goal, honestly, I don't. I'm just gonna be, you know me, I'm just 100% quite frank, right? So, sorry about the camera situation. I'm, I'm not a millennial, so I don't know how to use these things. So forgive me, please.
But I
But
do like your tiara.
what's that?
I like your tiara. I don't know what else to call it.
My
It's on your,
festive hat.
yeah, your sombreros.
So, I had goals at the beginning of this year, but I'll be quite honest with you. I just been very consistent about doing what I'm supposed to do, and it's reaping the benefits. So the goals that I have are still in place, right? But I had a little bit of a change in, let's call it, lifestyle. I have a granddaughter now, so that's obviously changed my mindset a little bit. I'm getting back focused again, but I just quite honest, I had a goal of doing. I want to do 50 transactions and create $600,000 in income. That's the goal. So I don't see that being an issue for this year. I'm not exactly on track, but I've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. So I feel like I definitely can accomplish that goal.
Yeah, good, good. And it does seem a little. There's a lot more activity, more listings coming on, a little bit more activity. I think the market is gonna. I think the market's gonna help you as the year progresses. Although based on the way you do it, like you say, being consistent, showing up, being proactive. Tell them a little about what you do because I think everybody needs to hear that.
So every morning I get up early. I go to the gym. I come back. I jump on the phones, and I'm one of the first people to call on expired listings. I normally have about I have it on an average day. I'll have 5 contacts uh, before 8 o'clock in the morning. So, my goal is 25 a day, which is a really small goal compared to what I used to do. I used to do 50 a day at one time. But so 5 contacts, and that's like 8 o'clock in the morning, right? So now I've got the rest of the day to make the other 20 contacts, and I'm good about making those contacts as well. So those things right there alone are enough to just create a lot of a lot of business. But more so than that, I've learned, because now that I'm more experienced, I don't have to take somebody's listing. I'm a lot more resilient about making sure that those sellers understand what's going to get them the most money. As a new agent, a lot of times we focus too much on trying to get the listing, right? So my focus isn't trying to get the listing so much anymore. Of course, it is that as well, but it is more like, okay, what's it going to take to sell this house to get this client the most money? I look at it kind of like, and just to be clear, in most cases right now, I'm advising my clients to do renovations. Even though a lot of them put the brakes on that. They just, I don't want to do that, this and that. So I'll give you a good example. There was a property. It was listed for sale. The agent had it for sale for 1.5 million. They weren't getting any bites. I mean, I'd be surprised if they would have gotten 1.4, to be honest with you. The listing expired. I took over the listing. Luckily, the guy that the owner, he was commercial. He owns commercial property as well, so he understands the benefit of doing upgrades and that sort of thing. So I said, hey, look, I said nobody wants to walk into a $1.5 million house and have to renovate. So you're going to have to do the renovation. Otherwise, I won't take the listing. So that's the difference in position I am now as a seasoned agent as versus a new agent, right? I can have those conversations and not worry about it if I have to walk away, right? So we got biz, blah blah blah. We ended up doing the entire project for a little under $80,000. Okay, we just closed on it for 1.7.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now,
So that,
I feel the need to ask this question. So the fact that they've been expired once or twice before you, does that make them their ability to listen to you a little better?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
a little more open to having the conversation. Now, in some cases, people just can't afford to make the renovations. I get that. So we figure out what's best for them to be able to get the home sold. You know, if it's a $500,000 property, that's one thing. I mean, they still should be move-in ready, but that's one product versus a $2.5 million property. Somebody that's buying a $2.5 million property does not want to deal with renovations.
Right.
They would rather spend $3 million and walk into the house and it's perfect.
Right.
So those are the kinds of conversations we're having with clients now. And I'm talking to a lot of agents that are having issues getting their property sold, and mine are selling. So the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. No, I think it's good, and I think your confidence in your presentation. They say to themselves, "Well, this guy sounds like he knows what he's doing. Let's do it," and then it works, and it's amazing, right?
Well, yeah, and I have the track history to be able to show them, hey, look, here's an example. Here's another example. Here's another example, and then they really see the value when they see the examples because they understand them.
Now,
Do you want to sit on the market? Do you want to sit on the market for another 90 days to 180 days, or do you want to get it sold in 30 days and make more money? It's a you know. So anyways,
you got to make it now. So let me ask you a question. So the ones that can't do anything, are you suggesting that they go in at a real aggressive price so all the other properties help them sell theirs and they get into an offer right away? Is that how you
yeah,
handle that?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, every property is different, right? Because if there's no competition, it's one conversation. If there's a lot of competition, there's a different conversation, that kind of thing. So in if I now when I call on expireds, for example, I just take a quick look at the property at the photo, and if it's a property that I'm like, I don't even want that in my portfolio. I honestly don't even really put much energy on it. I still go after them, but I don't put much energy on it because then it ultimately reflects on my history on Zillow and Google and all these other sites. People can see, oh, this guy's listing nice properties, or oh, look at look at
This
this
guy
one.
does
Hey,
anything.
look at this ugly stepchild this guy took on. That kind of thing. So
Yeah. No, I hear you. No, I think it's smart. I think it's smart. And I think it's really good that you're specializing in that and giving them quality advice when other people are saying, well, we can always start high and come down later. And you just waste their time and you become another bad guy in the list of bad guys while realtors get the name that we get.
yes, yeah, absolutely. And I also advise them, hey, look, the best time to be on the market is March, April, May. June demand starts to decrease. July it starts to drop off significantly. August is the worst month to be on the market, including September. So if you're a buyer, you want to buy in August, September. If you're a seller, you want to be on the market, March, April, May. Obviously, this year was a little weird because of the whole financial turmoil and stuff like that. However, May is still going to be a significantly good month to be on versus call it July. So I advise them on making sure their timing is good as well.
Good.
If that makes sense, yeah.
Good. So that covers expireds and it also covers your presentation and how you, especially in the upper end, which I know has been your focus the last few years. Any other lead sources you feel need that you should mention?
Well, I mean, of course, our sphere, right? I'm always in
Yeah.
touch with our sphere. When I touch my sphere, it's at least once a quarter. So I normally will either call them or send them a text. Not necessarily emails for the most part. They're getting drip campaigns anyway, so they don't need emails. But like for example, every holiday, birthdays, anniversaries, and stuff, I'll go. So everybody is in my calendar for birthdays and anniversaries, right? And I love communicating with my sphere during these important dates for them, right? It's fun, right? I send them, depending on the client, I might send them something that somebody else might find offensive, but it's fun. It depends on who it is, right?
Right.
So I enjoy that. I enjoy that. Hey, don't forget it's your anniversary in 3 days. That kind of thing. It could be fun as well. So I text them something. I make it really simple. I put together one or two things for birthdays for the entire year. I put one or two things together for anniversaries. And then for the rest of the year, I don't have to stop and think about what I'm going to do. I just send it. Of course, I personalize it, right? So I'm going to say, hey, Rick, happy birthday. It looks like you're finally grown up, or whatever the case may be. Um, but then on holidays, like let's say Cinco de Mayo, I send a text out to all my A Sphere clients and my B Sphere clients and just said, hey, it's happy Cinco de Mayo. And if they respond, then we have a little conversation for a second. And I'm just keeping myself top of mind.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, whatever, and it's obvious that you use your personality in your communication, which is how you separate yourself from a lot of people as well. So that's good.
I think people want to see the real person, right? They don't want to
Yeah,
see like the rigid, blah, blah, blah. I mean, don't get me wrong, that works for some people as well. But for the most part, I think people want to see the reality, who you really are, and just show them genuine love and care about what's going on in their life and what's good for them, and ultimately, right?
cool, cool. All right. Well, my favorite question. If you're going to give them three of the best pieces of advice that you could to really shine, do well, however you want to put it in this business, what would they be, Alberto?
Oh well, it always especially brand new agents. It always boils down to coaching, and let's start with number one. The number one thing that anybody should do is consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency always wins the game, right? Let's just say let's just say I want to go on a vacation, but I don't know where, right? And I just start going somewhere. I'm eventually going to land somewhere because I'm
Right.
consistently moving forward, right? But then if I have a plan of where I'm going, oh, I want to go on vacation to San Diego. Now it's an easier, you're still consistent. You do the daily grind to make sure you can make it there, or you go mile by mile to get to that location, and then you end up at the location, right? So consistency, having a end goal or an end place to be, or your maybe your yearly goals, your daily goal, your monthly goal, and then I think coaching is always fundamental. Having some sort of mentorship or coach is, because we don't know everything, and we need to talk to people that either have a different perspective or know more than us.
Right. Yeah, and have somebody to bounce it off and hold you accountable and all those good stuff.
Well, I've learned that ultimately you hold yourself accountable,
Yeah,
because
no, I agree.
even if somebody calls you out on the rug, if you're just not the kind of person that's going to hold yourself accountable, you're just not going to be accountable. Period. Right? Like you could be like, oh yeah, Alberto, you screwed up, you this and that, or why did you do this, or why did you do that, or even if they say it nicely, it doesn't matter. If Alberto doesn't do the work and Alberto's not willing to do it, and doesn't want to be accountable to himself, then he's just not going to be accountable.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. So be consistent, get into coaching or mentorship. What would the third one be?
Well, I mean, having a goal, I'd say would be the
Okay,
third.
having the goal. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, have fun with. Well, there should really be five, right, or more. Always look to be better at your craft.
Mhm.
So I look at it like kind of like a doctor, right? Like if you go to the doctor and you know that the doctor he or she passed the exam and now they're doctors, right? Like we do, we become real estate agents. We pass the exam, we become real estate agents, right? But if that doctor is not continually trying to become better at his craft, then wouldn't you rather go to somebody else? Wouldn't you rather go to somebody that's continually looking at what's working, right? Because medicine from 20 years ago isn't the same as what it takes to help somebody cure themselves now, right?
Right.
So maybe you want a doctor that's more holistic, that's more open-minded, that kind of. So in same thing in real estate, we should always be looking at how do we expand our knowledge to be better at getting our clients the results that they want.
Right. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, cool. Any final words you want to leave these lovely people, my man?
Have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun with whatever you do, right? I mean, it's not always easy to do, but But figure out what it is that makes you happy and you can have fun with. It's not going to be like that every day, but enjoy the days that you do. Like today, I get to enjoy today.
I love it. I love it, my man. No, it's good. And yeah, have fun. You definitely have fun doing this. It's very obvious. So I really enjoy you taking, I really appreciate you taking your time out today and sharing these nuggets with people. I'm sure people got a lot out of it. Make sure you say hi to Rachel. Look, he's got even the microphone set up in there. I love it.
Oh, you see, yeah, yeah. I got the old school one too right here. Let's see if I can show you.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And then I have my drummer. My drummer's always he's always here. You can say hi to.
MMO. I love the Muppets, man. I love the Muppets. I love it. Cool. All right, my man. Well, you keep it rocking. I appreciate you taking your time out today. All right. Anybody have referrals?
You have a great day. Thank you, Rick.
All right. Thank you, Alberto. Appreciate it, my man.
Bye.
Bye.